Hey everyone, I hope you're doing great today. Lauren sent in a question to me about tattoos in Korea. So I thought I'd take a few moments this morning to share my opinions on tattoos and the state of tattoos in Korea. Now I do need to preface this with the following statement. I've been in Korea for about 5 years. I live predominantly in the Seoul metro area, which is, I would say, a more progressive region of the country, more so than rural environments. So the attitudes and experiences I have here in Seoul may be different than what individuals have in smaller towns. So that being said, tattoos. When I first came to Korea in 2008, tattoos were not very welcome. It wasn't uncommon to be looked at, to be gawked at if you had visible tattoos. It wasn't something that was in the mainstream. It was very much thought of as if you had a tattoo, you were a gangster, you were part of the mafia. You were looked at as a bad character. Now, over the past 5 years, the attitude has largely changed here in the Seoul metro area, and in fact, nowadays I see a large number of younger Koreans with visible tattoos on their arms, on their hands, on the back of their neck, on their feet, and occasionally, and I'm really shocked about this given the short time period it's changed, is some women will have low-cut shirts like this, even lower, which again, radical change for the last few years, but have visible tattoos on their chest, on their upper breast portion, and they aren't stared at, they aren't gawked at. It's a big change. When I first came here, finding a place to get a tattoo was very, very difficult. You had to go to some seedy basement store, and now you have ads in magazines and on subway stations. So I would say in the Seoul metro area, tattoos are slowly becoming more and more accepted. Now, when I say tattoos, I mean modest tattoos, and by that I mean smaller tattoos. So it's not uncommon. So I mean, I have a tattoo here. It's not uncommon to see tattoos like that on foreigners, on Koreans. A lot of times, if you are teaching and you have a visible tattoo, it's not something that the kids have seen before, so they will point it out and want to see it, want to touch it, see if it's real or not. So if you are teaching, I would still say it's something you need to cover up. A lot of more conservative schools would not want to hire individuals with visible tattoos, and that's slowly changing, but still, Korea is a very conservative environment when it comes to the classroom environment. So if you have a sleeve, a half sleeve, large tattoos, it's probably something that's not going to sit very well with employers or school officials. But things are changing. However, if you follow the news, you also may know that Margaret Cho went to a Jimjilbang in, I think it was Los Angeles, and she was asked to cover up. Now, she's a very heavily tattooed woman, exquisite ink. And she was in the United States at a Korean facility, and the Koreans there went to the management to have her cover up her tattoos. So it's not necessarily something that's here, but it's also in Korean society and Korean environments elsewhere, like in the United States. I have heard of some places in the southern region where it explicitly says no tattoos, visible tattoos of any sort welcome at a beach, Jimjilbang, and that kind of stuff. So if you have tattoos, it's not something I would really be concerned about. I would try to cover them up in a work environment. But that being said, things are changing and it's becoming more and more accepted as a greater Western and influence is coming into Korea. So those are my opinions. If you have a tattoo experience, please leave a comment down below. I will say that my friend Mike Durkee, while he was teaching here, he had actually had tattoos on his forearm, and he worked in a kindergarten environment. So and didn't cause any problems for him. So different experiences, but he also worked here in the Seoul metro area. So that's it for today. It's been a little bit long, but if you have a question, feel free to ask me. You can do so by leaving an email for me at questions@chiranger.com, or just simply click Click type down below. All right.